what I want to show you is my harvest for today. I'm going to kind of lay all this wood up here, put it against this pine tree core. This is such a beautiful little find. Okay, let's look at that, folks. Look how beautiful that wood is. All of this, they're small knots that came off of the core, which is the center of the pine tree. The pine tree rotted away. All of this has rotted away. Okay, and this is what's left, the core. The middle part, the very inner part of the tree that is saturated with fatwood. Anything that has this you see is not going to rot. It could be here for 1,000 years, provided it has all that fatwood in there. Look at that, folks. Look how beautiful that is. And I want to show you my prized possession, my stump cluster. Look at that. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. Wow, this is incredible. This is incredible. Look at this. Look at this. There we are. Look at that. How beautiful that wood is, folks. This is incredibly old wood. And this is a cluster. Fatwood cluster. Today was a day of harvesting knots, small knots. And like I said, it's just so much to pick and choose from, and this is what I chose, was a video doing small knots. Okay, folks, that's going to wrap it up. This is Hiker Lou with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures in my new series called Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, and this is going to be volume 14. And as I can see, I'm showing you with this camera what you're looking at right here. This is my harvest for today. I specialized in harvesting just small little old, very old knots. Okay, there's a lot you can do with this. Many different type of arts and craft projects also, besides just using it for firewood. Okay, folks, this is Hiker Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Until next time, be safe. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hiker Lou. And I'm outside right now, and I'm on the side of my cutting table, but I'm right on the side of a huge, big, huge oak tree, folks. Okay, so this is where I set up to cut some of this wood. My cutting table's on the side there, but I decided to sit under this huge, beautiful oak tree and cut some of this wood up. This is a portion of the wood that I harvest from my last video. That's Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures volume 14. This is the wood from that video. This is the wood from that video, folks, and what I want to do, I'm going to set the camera up and I'm going to cut a few of these pieces up and process it, and then I'm going to shut the camera down, continue and finish up, and then we're going to take it to the cutting table, show you some of the finished fatwood that I harvested from the other day. And I do also have more fatwood from my previous video, volume 13, part 1 and 2. So stay with me, folks, and I'll be back shortly. I'm going to set the camera up so I could... And here we are. And I have some of this fatwood. This is from yesterday. And this is from volume 14. Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, volume 14, folks. And this is a piece of the fatwood that I harvest from that dead fallen pine tree. So. Incredibly old pine wood that you can see. I'm still going to cut into it. I'm going to cut into this big one right here. I want to cut into that. I have a whole bunch of these from my last video, and we're going to see what's going to give us right now. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough to cut through this wood, but we're going to see. I'm going to probably have to try to. That's going to be a challenge. Resort to this right now. Sometimes you have to do it with a hatchet. Just want to see. Oh God, look at this one. Wow. Look at this amazing piece of fatwood. Look at the richness of that pine resin in this wood. Super aged fatwood. Wow, amazing. I'm going to try to cut this down in the middle again. Cut this end off. Oh, there we go, folks. Look at this. Wow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now, first time I'm using this axe. I want to cut this little lip off right here. So let's see. First time I remember using this axe, folks. See what happens. Wow. Bad luck right there. Oh, we're going to see this. Cuts nice. It's a thin blade. Let me see. Not bad, folks. Also a little budget hatchet, believe it or not. Wow. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Look at the color of that fatwood, folks. Look how beautiful that is. Alright, I'm going to cut a few more pieces and then I'm going to shut this camera down and I'm going to get back to you at the cutting table. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. Now, that piece of wood that I had just showed you, that big knot, that huge, humongous sized knot, this is what it looks like. I just cut it all up with a couple of more knots. But this is incredibly old wood. I just want to show you that because now I'm going to take this to the cutting table and lay it all out and show you what I have, folks, including this beautiful piece here. Put that right on the side of it. Why not? And there we are. And that's a finished product. This is a finished product right here until further process. But I got into what little pieces of wood size sticks that I wanted to. And these I'm going to keep just like that. And I'm going to cut them sideways into little coin shaped pieces of wooden nuggets. Pine wood, wood nuggets, fatwood, wooden nuggets, and make necklaces out of them. Okay, folks, so this is what it looks like, and I will see you at the cutting table. This is Hiker Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Be back shortly. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. And I just want to show you I'm at the cutting table and I want to go over some of this wood that I just processed. What you see here, all of these old, very old pieces of wood that I cut up. Premium fatwood, folks. Wanted to show that to you. Look how beautiful that is, and these are knots. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. And this is a shout out, two shout outs, two of my loyal subscribers and viewers. This is a reply to a couple of comments that was left for me in regards to a video. And what I would like to do is kind of reply to a loyal subscriber and viewer. His name is Harris Quicksilver. I want to give a shout out to you, and also to 90M, Hot Mud. Both you guys are awesome. Great people. You know, they're loyal viewers and subscribers of mine. So now I want to reply to a comment, two comments, but I'm going to start with the first one from Harris Quicksilver. And he did suggest that if I'm cutting into a log or dead fallen tree and I'm cutting at the shoulder, if I cut in 6 inches in, I can get the whole knot. Now, this is what I want to show you, brother. Okay, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it, because without that comment, you know, I wouldn't be able to answer questions for you. So here it is. I'm going to show it to you what you're saying, and to show you the old growth forests or patches of wood that I hike in different locations. This is the stuff that I find because it's just so old. It had so much time to decompose and rot right to the core, where you find the largest concentrations of fatwood that preserves that part of the tree. So here we are. I'm going to show you something. Like he said, Harris Quicksilver said, if I cut down, all right, as an example, here is the branch coming out of, let's just say this is a log going around it before it decomposed and rotted, and this is what's left. This is the skeleton, folks. Okay, this is a skeleton. This is a knot right here. That's the knot, and this is a branch that comes out of the tree. Now, when it had all that wood going around it up to this point here, try to hold that for you right here. This is the branch that came out of the trunk of the tree. Now, when it all rotted away, this is what's exposed were the knots. This is the part he's telling me, and that's about, like he said, 5-6 inches in. This is the core. This is the heart of the tree. And this is the knot that comes from it that feeds the resin into the branch right here. So like you said, you're absolutely right. If I did cut into it, but you know something, I find so much old wood that I don't have to even do that. I have it all ready to go. The knot, the branch, the core, everything. So that's less work for me. Now, if I do, like I said, I do find a lot of trees out there that are in the process of rotting, decomposing, some more or less than others. Some trees are completely rotted that I can just pull the skeleton gently right from the tree trunk itself. So that's just a reply to a comment that was left by Harris Quicksilver. Thank you for your comment and your input. I do appreciate it. And as far as doing a burn from every harvest, I'm going to try my best to do that, because I'm so busy doing a lot of other things. But I do have some other wood that I collected from volume 13, and I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to do a burn with some of this wood here. I'm going to show to you. And I have, you got it, it's called Horse Hoof tinder fungus. It doesn't just light up like resin pine wood, just like it's flammable, but this is more like a cork that when it lights up, it kind of burns very slow. It gives like an amber, and that'll give you time to light a fire also. So I'm going to kind of give a demonstration with my little trusty Leatherman multi-tool. I want to show to you. So I'm going to use a blade that I saw somebody using. Scrape away and get like little pieces where I could try to get it lit with a ferrocerium rod and put it in the bird's nest and see if we can get it lit that way. And I'm also going to do a burn with some of these knots that I have. Look at this beautiful knot, folks. Look at that. Look at that beautiful knot. Here we are. Look at that. This is like glass. I mean, it's just, this is petrified wood. It had a lot of time to dry out and harden. So like I said, I want to show this, get back to this real quick. And this is it. This is what you call the spine. This is the spine, the inner core of the tree. And what goes around this is the log, the wood itself. And being that the wood does not have concentrations of pine resin, it rots away eventually once the tree dies. This is what's left, okay? And because it has high concentrations of pine resin that we call fatwood. Okay, so this is what we call fatwood. It has high concentrations of pine resin, and this prevents it from rotting, decomposing. So this is it. This is a beautiful big piece I want to show to you. And these are knots. These are the knots he's talking about. That's about 5-6 inches right there. Okay, now what comes out of these are knots are branches like this. That's a branch. Now when this tree was alive, log was about here going all the way around. And this was all inside of the tree. Like I said, once that tree died, decomposed, this is what's left, the skeleton, the core of the tree. Now that's just a perfect example I want to show to you. The knot, the branch that comes out from it. This is what feeds the resin into the branch when the branch gets injured. Branches get injured every day. Trees, limbs, they all break, fall off. High winds can snap a branch, especially pine trees, and what happens, it sends the sap, or you say the pine resin, to that part, and to seal it, protect it from further damage or from insects. So this is what I got here, folks. Beautiful knots. This is what Quicksilver was referring to. If I could dig deep enough, let's just say this is the log going around a tree. If I could dig deep into the wood and get the knot out, this is what I got, folks. Okay, so that's a reply to a comment left by Harris Quicksilver. I want to thank you. I really truly appreciate your comment that you left back. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, folks. It's your host, Hiker Lou. Now, what I want to show you, this wood, this is a harvest that I got from volume 13. This is a piece of wood from volume 13, and this is some wood that I processed and harvest from volume 14. I want to show you how beautiful and rich that wood is. It's a really nice piece of old fat wood. Now what I want to do, I'm going to take some scrapings off of this one from volume 13, and I'm going to do a burn with this. And I'm also going to take some shavings from volume 14 to show you a burn. So I'm going to do 2 quick burns for you to show you the intensity and the quality of this fat wood. So what I'm going to do with this huge piece of fat wood, I want to leave it just like this. I'm not going to cut into this anymore. This is a really beautiful piece of fat wood. So I'm going to take some shavings off this right now for you, and I'm going to do a burn. And this is some old wood, folks. Not easy shaving this off either. I'm going to cut some pieces off here. This is more like wax. The way it feels, the texture as I cut, it's more like wax. Alright, I'm just going to get some curly shaves here. Get some few curls on that. Alright, as you can see, what I'm going to do, take a ferrocerium rod and striker. I want to make sure I got the right end for it. There we are, folks. Like I said, it's windy out here. Here we are. Just to show you that. 2-3 strikes. And we got that fire going. And now this stays lit long enough so you can put twigs and other sticks on there to get a fire lit. This buys you time of getting a fire lit, especially in wet conditions. And if it's raining outside, this wood is still going to light because of the high concentrations of pine wood that we call fat wood. That buys time, and that can save your life. So I'm going to put this out right now. Sweep it off. I'm going to get my next piece here. Okay, folks, we're back with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hiker Lou. Okay, now this wood here, this is a piece, some of the wood that I harvest, and this is from volume 14. Okay, the other one I just did, the first burn was from volume 13. That was a piece of wood that I harvested. Now this wood here, look how beautiful that wood is, folks. And this is what I harvested from volume 14. I'm going to do a burn with this. So I got a few pieces, all the same thing. I'm going to take a little bit maybe from each just to show you. I'm going to get some shavings going on real quick for you. It's not easy, folks. some serious arm power to this. Okay. It's a little windy, but look how beautiful these shavings are, folks. Look at that. Beautiful shavings. There we go. Yeah, that's going to definitely work. I can do it with my thumb. Get it off. Get a couple little shavings. This is like wax, the way I cut through with the knife like this. Look how easy that just peels right up. That's that resin in there, folks. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, I think I have more than enough. And I wanted to show you how fast this lights up. Okay, so here we go. All right, watch this. Look at that, folks. One time. Look, that is just so amazing. And this, like I said, buys time. You could start a fire. This is this resin pine wood. This is the chips. Okay, look at that, folks. There we are. This what buys you time to light a fire. Okay, folks, I believe that's going to be it. And this is Harris from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Until next time, be safe. Happy New Year. Okay, folks, welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Harris. Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, Volume 14. This is going to be the end of the video. This is a burn from a tender fungus that I collected during my hiking adventures, Volume 14, folks. Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, Volume 14. And this is a piece of the tender fungus. This is called Horse Hoof Tender Fungus. And what I'm doing, I'm using my trusty old Leatherman multi-tool. I'm using the saw to kind of scrape some of this off and make a pile. Now this doesn't go up like a resin pine wood, the fat wood or shavings, but it does lighten. It keeps an amber, you could say, an amber that stays lit long enough for you to use inside of a bird nest. You blow on it, get enough oxygen in there, wind blowing through it, and lights right up. So I don't have a bird nest, but what I want to do is just if I can get an amber lit so you can see that amber violet. Now that's enough shavings right there, definitely to do a demonstration for you. So what I'm going to do is get my striker, ferrocerium rod striker. Okay, you can see that, folks. What I'm going to do, folks, is put a little shavings from a piece of fatwood. Take some shavings from a piece of fatwood, folks. Not much. I'm going to put it on top. Okay, to create, this is for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to put some shavings from my fatwood. Get it lit enough where, there we are. Now, what I'm trying to do is to get a fire just enough in that where it creates an amber. And there we are. And that's the amber that I was looking for. It's pretty windy. Look at that, folks. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. And this right here, what you see, those are the ambers. That is from the horse hoof fungus. You see the ambers, how they just kind of glow? And that, it doesn't ignite. It doesn't ignite like the shavings from fatwood, but I'm going to blow on it. You can see that as the wind's blowing, you can see that. I want to show that to you. And that is what you put. This is what you put inside of a little bird nest. The ambers is what's going to light. It's more like charred cloth, to give you an example. So if you want to say what it's like charred cloth. It's ambers that are burning, and they do stay lit. Just to show you. I don't want this to catch fire anywhere else, but I'm putting my hand in to block it off. And you see that? Look at that. And the wind is blowing. It's not going to ignite, but it just keeps burning. That amber just keeps burning, and they give you time to put it in the bird's nest, get enough air in there and get that bird nest lit, and then you have a fire. And there we have it, folks. This is Horse Hoof Tinder Fungus, just to give you an example of how that burns. Okay, it's more like charred cloth. Once a spark hits it, it creates an amber, creates a beautiful little amber, and it just keeps burning, folks. So look at that, and that's the amber right there. YouTube videos are great to watch, very educational. I look at YouTube as a huge encyclopedia of information. Anything, just about anything you want to know, you type in the search engine, it has a video to answer your questions, and that's what I love. That's why I truly love YouTube. Okay, so here we are, Tinder fungus. Scrape a piece off. I'm going to try to demonstrate getting fire lit. I'll get right back to you and demonstrate a burn for some of this wood that I harvested from my previous videos. Okay, so this is Hiker Lou in the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. I would see you shortly. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Hiker Lou. And today I just would like to go over some of the items that I carry in my backpack as far as first aid is concerned. And it's not a full circle first aid kit, but I believe this is enough to patch up and get, until I get out of the woods. I believe this is good enough to patch myself up and get out the woods for help. Not too far from the roads, so that shouldn't be a problem unless I hit a major artery or something. Begin bleeding uncontrollably, then I may have a problem. But let me go with some of these items with you folks. So right here, I have some heavy duty cloth tape. I have a wrap, something to actually wrap a wound up. Take some of these out for you. And you can see that I have first aid or burn cream. I have band-aids. I do have some more tape, a small pair of scissors. Right there, folks, I have a triple ointment antibiotic pain relief. Look at that. I have Afterbite for those nasty little critters when they do decide to attack me out in the woods. I do have a what's called germ shield. I have some tweezers. I have some gloves, piece of sterilized cotton there. I also have a I'm going to show you this part right here, folks. Let me take this out the bag so I can explain to you what I got here. Now I have a cold compression, right? Ideal for minor sprains, sports injuries, and swelling. What I have here is what this is for here, folks. I have an ankle wrap. Look at this. You wrap this around your ankle. If I twist my ankle, break my ankle. If I twist my ankle, break my ankle, I have a wrap. This is an ankle wrap, folks. This is awesome. That is one awesome piece of material here. It stretches. It's a stretchy type of material. I'm going to put that on the side. Okay. I also have something for my wrist. Made it for you folks. It's more like a wrist brace to you put on your wrist. That's to keep your hand restricting some of the movement and keep it, in one place without too much movement. That's a wrist brace that I have. I have an ankle wrap. I have what's called a wrist brace. So I have what is that? It's bite relief. You can see that. That's another cream that I have. And I have this for a whole bunch of band-aids, different sizes, waterproof band-aids, extra thick band-aids for, when you have a nasty cut and you're bleeding a lot. This is an ankle brace. I can put on my ankle to restrict the movement. I can put this on and put my boot back on if I can. I can put this on my ankle and slide this right back into my boot, and that'll kind of give me support for my ankle if I twist my ankle while I am out on my hiking adventures, scouting for fatwood. So I have a wrist brace, an ankle brace, an ankle wrap. And like I said, I have a whole bunch of band-aids that goes into my ankle brace. I stuff all these inside of that right there. This all goes in there. And I have little bags for the rest of this stuff here. You see, I have two plastic bags. Two plastic bags for that, folks. And I have some, and this is more like a sunscreen. It's like a spot stick. It's a small, it's compact, and I could use it for nose, ears, scalp, neck, hands. Okay, this is it, folks, and I just want to go over a few things with you at the cutting table, and basically I want to show you my first aid kit. Okay, folks, this is Hiker Lou with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Until next time, be safe.